Okay guys, so today we're going to do a video, which y'all have probably seen a ton of at this point, about Symmetra. Because basically, they're gonna pretty much kill her. I'm gonna go over the changes a little bit, and then I am going to put in some thoughts from myself and other players that either I found, been told, or could gather. So first off, let me go ahead and preface this video by saying that none of these changes are set in stone yet. I'll be going over what the devs have tested or talked about. I plan on showing the opinion of people that truly enjoy playing Symmetra, just how she is. I will also be pointing out some alternate fixes to save her rather than completely killing her, and to try to stop ignoring the player base that likes her versatility as she is. The question I kind of want to pose: does Symmetra really need a rework, or does she only need to be tweaked? One of my friends whose opinion I'm taking into this is his career stats, and no, he's not played lately. Kinda can't. But he's got 72 hours of Symmetra on PC. He plays on 3 different consoles. And on PC, Symmetra's his main. He mains Mercy on, I want to say Xbox, and I think Widowmaker on PC, or PlayStation, maybe? He plays a lot of different characters. Um, anyway, as I'm talking, I'm gonna actually try my hand at a little bit of Symmetra and some arcade myself. Because I don't want to affect other people's games, but I would like to try her out. I don't really play her a whole lot. Mostly because I really don't. I'm more of like a DPS, or I'm gonna go in and spud stuff kind of person, or a Healy boy when I have to be, because other people don't like to be. So, alright. So basically, Symmetra, her backstory, her name is Satya Vaswani. She's 28, she's an architect of Vishkar Corporation, and she hails from Utopia, India. She, okay, basically her current primary weapon is her photon projector. It emits a short-range beam that homes in on nearby enemies, dealing continuous damage that increases the longer it's connected.
Arriving at Shadow Gear.
The true enemy of humanity is disorder.
Okay, so somebody just killed me while I was fixing settings, but whatever.
Someone had to break the ice.
I will follow my path.
Oh, excuse me.
Dang it. Be nice. This is my first time playing Symmetra. Well, second time because I tried recording this once before and it didn't really work.
A momentary lapse.
Okay. So, her photon barrier emits a short-range beam that locks on to nearby enemies, dealing continuous damage that increases the longer it's connected. The projector can also release a charged energy ball, which is her secondary weapon. So right now, that's her photon projector. There's the short range, then the orb. She's got sentry turrets, her photon barrier, her shield, and her teleporter. As of right now. She currently has
Arriving at
the ball, her
Shadowgia.
secondary, does piercing damage to the enemy. So they're currently
The
listed as
true
a
enemy
support.
of humanity is disorder.
Don't move.
Turret deployed.
Easy.
Her ball does piercing damage.
I will correct my
So
mistakes.
it basically, if you throw it into an enemy, it just hurts them from a distance because it locks on.
Intruder detected.
Enemy needs 4 kills to win.
I got out-simmed. Her photon barrier can be shot as her A ability. And see, here's a pretty good example of a good sim. Like,
A momentary lapse. Barrier is on its way.
Enemy needs 3 kills. Enemy needs 2 kills.
she currently has 6 turrets that are small,
I will correct
have
my
1 HP
mistakes.
apiece, and
Turret in place.
can be deployed at a decent,
Match.
semi decent range.
Play of the game.
And here's the Symmetra play of the game. I mean, each of those turrets has 1 HP each. They automatically fire speed reducing blast at the nearest enemy within range. Her photon barrier currently just goes out, absorbs damage as it travels. Right now she's got the 2 ult possibilities, because you can choose if you want the shield generator or the teleporter.
Traveling to Eichenwald.
And right now, if you place the teleporter exit somewhere, it allows you to get your teammates back from spawn.
Prepare for battle. Select your hero.
Shield generator does just that. It adds 75 shields to those
1.
within its range. Or those teammates within
The
its
true
range.
enemy of humanity is disorder. Photon barrier deployed.
Everything she does is using highlight. Okay. Basically, right now, a lot of people like her current teleporter because the entrance portal always starts at spawn, which means that when people die, they can get back to the fight to where you are relatively quickly. The shield generator just kind of buffs your team. So some of the changes that they're thinking about doing is taking away Symmetra's, taking away 3 of her turrets and making them supposedly twice as powerful as a regular turret with 30 HP and being able to be shot like a ferro rocket.
Now, hold on. Pardon me.
So basically,
Sentry turret placed. Much
Okay,
better.
sorry about that. I keep getting lost because I'm actually playing this too.
My defenses
Um,
are weakened.
It's high noon.
so what they want to do is they want to put her in support instead, or defense instead of support, and they're taking away half her turrets. They're also supposed to be
I will follow my path.
changing her gun. Instead of like this one where it actually locks on, it is supposed to
Turret deployed.
no longer lock on. It's supposed to be more like a Zarya gun where it's just a thick beam that does high
There is still
damage.
much to be done.
Right now,
Enemy needs 10 kills to
she
win.
has her damage currently goes from 30 to 60, 120 with lock
High
on.
noon. Draw. Like sitting ducks.
But they're thinking about with the Zarya gun making
It's
it 65,
high
130,
noon.
195, which is a big boost. But they're also doubling the amount of time it takes to build that up.
There is still much to be done. Turret online. Shield generator online. Defense matrix established. Turret in place.
So, to quote my friend, if I wanted to play Zarya, I would just play Zarya. Which is a fair point. And I kind of say the same thing about the whole exploding ball that they're trying to change her second ability to. It's like a Pharaoh rocket.
Death is an illusion.
I'm gonna kind of sort of point out another similarity to something else that's even
My
mentioned by the
defenses
devs,
are weakened.
but I'll get to that.
Turret deployed.
Enemy needs 5 kills to win.
So her ball, instead of taking damage, is now supposed to move faster
You are trapped in your own mind.
and it's supposed to move faster and explode on impact in a straight line. So basically, it's supposed to go twice as fast,
Enemy
charge
needs
twice as
5
fast,
kills to
Is
win.
an illusion.
and
Protect the shield generator.
be twice as
You lack imagination.
supposedly
I
effective.
am on fire. Sentry deployed.
Enemy needs 4 kills to win. Enemy needs 3 kills.
It's high noon.
Enemy needs
Basically,
2
they're
kills.
saying that a large percentage of the damage is also supposed to be from the um, actual impact, or the impact itself, rather than the explosion. Her teleporter is no longer going to be her ult. It is going
My
to
work
be
is not
her
complete.
It's
one of
high noon.
her abilities. It's going to be her E, instead of actually being, a viable ultimate. She's going to be able to use it more often, but not as long. She's going to be able to deploy it up to 25 meters away. And
I am restored. Sentry turret placed.
she is going to have the entrance
Enemy
show up
needs
right
1
behind her.
kill.
It's basically, from what another friend, or my friend said, basically it's like They're trying to give her a movement ability with her teleporter so that she can get away from, like,
My
Winston's, for
defenses are
example.
weakened.
Although I think some people will be upset with this because it stops you from being able to use that to bring people back from spawn.
Match complete.
Because it won't bring them back from spawn. It'll bring them back from wherever you are to wherever you throw it.
Play
Um,
of the game.
It does not last as long, but you can send ults through it, which in itself might be a cool concept because she could throw the exit over behind the enemy team and they could send in like a diva ult or a junk rat tire or whatever. That might be cool. Does not last as long though. It also will have though 300 HP on both the entrance and the exit. They can also both be hacked. Her ultimate is now going to be her photon barrier, which is supposedly going to be working kind of like May's wall, except infinitely bigger. So it's kind of like they're trying to mix Farah and Zarya and May together to make a new sim, which something
Now
that I saw
entering King's
that I don't know
Row.
if it's actually true or not, but I saw something that said Symmetra 3.0 or Sanjay in quotes. It was talking about a he
Prepare for
version of the
battle.
character.
Select your hero.
And that, I'll get back to that.
3, 2,
Basically,
1.
the ultimate
Fight.
photon barrier is supposed to be
The true
you
enemy of
deploy it
humanity
and it
is
cuts the
disorder.
map in half exactly where you're standing. End of story. Like, that's it. Wherever you put it, it goes all the way as far right and as far left as it can go.
Easy.
Excuse me. And all the way up to the top of the map and all the way down to the bottom of the map. It's literally supposed to be all the way across, full wall, and then
A momentary lapse.
it is supposed to have 5,000 HP. Instead of her mobile barrier, which allows her to close range on characters she would otherwise not be able to.
Whoa there.
With that change, they're also going to be completely getting rid of her shield generator. Which kind of seems like for some teams, in some ways that people play, it's going to kind of hurt their team and their team composition. Because that can be a very handy
Enemy needs 15 kills to win.
a very handy ult to have sometimes. Because it not just helps you, it helps anybody in its range.
A momentary lapse.
So, that basically covers most of her changes. And to kind of summarize that, they're changing everything. They're literally changing every single part of her kit. So, the big question I want to put to it, and the reason I brought up the Sanjay in quotes earlier,
It's high
if you're going to completely change everything about this character that a lot of people seem to love,
Enemy needs
and
10
a lot of
kills to
trollers
win.
don't seem to like because they can't beat her, or because they don't know how to stay away, because she's a short range character. If another character has the range, they should have the advantage if they're playing tactically. A Symmetra player has to really play with their brain, which is why I'm not doing as well right now, because I'm using my brain to talk and say all this. But a lot of arguments that I've seen in favor of keeping Symmetra the way she is have to do with the fact that, for example, she's a very versatile hero. Like, a lot of people can play her, a lot of people enjoy playing her,
Hold up now.
and she, when you do her correctly,
Easy.
she can be a pretty devastating hero. But I also think I'm not okay necessarily myself after reading everything I've read the last couple days about this particular
Death
Enemy
is at
needs
noon.
5
update
kills to win.
and rework. I'm not okay with them rechanging her classification because, to be honest, if Symmetra is in the back and she is, for example, putting up turrets to protect the objective or things like that, she's supporting the team. She's not really defending the whole team because she's a squishy. She's a big squishy. She shouldn't be in defense. She should stay support. Just because she's not a healer is the only reason people want to move her out of support. No, that's not cool. Diversify your support, people. Like,
Enemy needs 3 kills.
Order overcomes chaos.
Pardon me.
This will protect you.
Enemy needs 2 kills. Enemy needs 1 kill.
okay. So, if they're gonna do all this, instead of completely destroying Symmetra as she is now, why not simply create a new character that is along the same lines as her but in defense? Name him Sanjay. Make him one of her family members or something.
Double kill.
Let him be a rival architect.
It's
I mean, there's plenty of options for some storyline there, even. And honestly, he could have all of these things that don't necessarily work for Symmetra, this whole kit that they're talking about, and it would probably work better. Like, right now, the way Symmetra is, if they do that, basically her gun's gonna go to Zarya's gun. This is gonna be her E. This is gonna be gone. This is gonna be her ult. And there's only gonna be 3 of these that you can shoot out like a rocket. Currently, they can't be shot out of the air, but what if they decide that that's OP eventually and they change that? A lot of people that play this game that I've seen, yeah, there's some people in the player base that are, say, for example, disabled, either physically or maybe they have autism or something. Or, and I'm not saying anything against that. I'm actually saying this in favor of anybody with disabilities that likes playing her because of the fact that she makes them. Okay, hang on. Where is it? I've got to find the one that I was looking for. Because there was one in the forums from one of the kids that enjoys playing her that was upset because they enjoy playing her as she is. Why can I not find this? Another thing that I'm finding is a lot of people are talking about Symmetra's lock on. for example, which is what I was getting ready to talk about if I can find the page that I was looking for. She, a lot of people are really defensive of her, and a lot of people hate her. But I think the thing with hating her is that it's just become a meme. Like, I really do think a lot of people just think that she is, oh, you just want to lock on heal because you can't aim. Yeah, I'll admit, I'm not the best at aiming. But so what? So what if I'm not the best at aiming? I don't care. I play it for the fun. And I don't just play, like, one hero. Like, I play several different heroes, and the one that I'm looking for, I think I must have accidentally closed it, said that the reason they liked Symmetra was because they literally, they were disabled. They were a disabled gamer. And they liked playing because they were able to play a hero that could still support their team without having to worry about necessarily being the fastest with reflexes or anything like that, because she had some aim forgiveness. As long as you got close enough, you were okay, and that seemed to help them out a lot. And I know I'm rambling and I'm sorry. So basically, they talked about possibly making her a healer, but they pretty much said no on that, which I think is the only reason they want to change her classification, because they couldn't find a way to make her a healer, but whatever. So, even here, even if you change your category, please stay true to her hero philosophy and have her support her team in non-healing ways. Support. That's what I wanted. And this one is just somebody basically saying, please be nice to people talking about this. Like, a lot of people are really upset about this. And this thing even says she sounds like a worse version of Zarya. But, and as far as turrets, if you really feel the need so badly to change your turrets, the suggestions that I've come up with are lower them to 4, so you've got options at least to have 2 and 2 if you need to, or like 3 and 1 for choke points and map control. But instead of raising them to 30 HP, which doesn't really help them a lot of heroes can still one-shot that, add a single small shield that's enough to take 1 hit. Or like 1 explosion. Give them just that 1 extra hit. Because that would be more of a help to the turrets, I think, than upping their HP to 30. Also, if you had a little bit more range, they don't necessarily have to be shot out like a rocket. Just give your people a farther range to put them. And people, like, there's so many different reworks in this. There's literally pages and pages of where I have done research on this. Some people are saying that she needs this rework. I think they need to make a new hero. I think they need to tweak and fix her as she is, and they need to make a different hero with that kit. I think that'll both make the current sim players happy and the other kinds of players happy. Because then you have 2 different ways to play a similar yet massively different character without having to worry about taking away your lock on and making it harder for people to be able to play her if they're not a typical player of her. Her photon barrier, I don't think it needs to be a giant wall. I think it's fine the way it is. In this particular kit, in this particular setup, I think that she needs her photon projector. It should be, hang on. She needs range more on her turrets. When she's building, I think the slowdown that she faces, like her moving and her mobility, I think that should be fixed a little bit in the numbers to where it's not life or death for her to chance putting out a turret. I think she should at least be able to keep the same movement speed while she's building. That way, if she has to run, she can. I think her gun charge is currently fine as far as for getting the DPS out of it. However, the cooldown seems to be a little bit too quick because by the time you switch from one lock on to another, your cooldown's already all the way back down to 0. I think her shield gen can be kept. Instead of getting rid of it, why not slightly increase its range so it goes across a little bit more of the map and increase the shield given from 75 to 100 to make it more useful. And her teleporter, why not have some way, instead of maybe necessarily making it an ult, why not make it an additional ability, but make it have a possibility for having a charge? Let someone have some way to recharge it, like maybe damage got by the beam would recharge the time on the teleporter, giving you more time between needing it, or even if you keep it as an ult. I mean, they're quoting that the turrets are much more powerful this way, but it feels like it's just going to piss people off about the turrets more, for one thing. Currently, when hitting a barrier, or primary barrier, well, when they change it, it's supposed to generate ammo instead of consuming it. And hitting barriers is supposed to increase your damage. Like I said, I think my main argument for this is that she doesn't need a rework. She needs some tweaking. And we need a new character with the kit that they're suggesting. I think that they should bring out a Sanjay as Symmetra 3.0. Keep this Symmetra where she is. Do a little tweaking to the numbers. Make her a little bit more balanced that way without completely killing her. Because you are literally doing just that. Like, if you do that, if you change every single thing about that character, you are essentially killing her completely. A lot of fans do not want to see that happen. There are fans out there that have threatened to quit playing because they'll have mains that they enjoy, and the mains get completely destroyed by the developers. Guys, stop it! Enough's enough. She literally, like, her sim, her design right now, a lot of players that are, like, differently abled absolutely love being able to play her because it makes them feel useful to their team because they're supporting their team effectively while they are also sitting here and actually being able to do something. They're not just feeling useless, they're not just feeling like, oh, well, I can't really aim that well, so I can't play that. And it gives them another player that they can play. Other suggested nerfs from someone else. Teleporter max. Charges reduced from 10 to 6. Ability to charge ultimate after one's been deployed removed. Photon chills reduced from 70 to 50. Photon chills reduced from 50 to 25. Shields now locked behind ultimate. And it's now a choice between shields or a teleporter instead of both. No longer allowed to charge primary off main gun. Map interactions destroy ultimate. Like, these are nerfs that have happened. And it seems like people are, like, I literally saw a video earlier today of somebody get banned because they literally just reported a sim main over and over again. And yes, they apparently had a few bad games with this person before, but at the same time, when somebody's sitting there and constantly getting on people and not being a good teammate, not being a good person to people, being a jackass, I've had some like that in my streams, where people are just totally trolling, and it's such a pain in the ass. And it makes some people not want to play. It ruins the fun of the game. A hero like Symmetra doesn't ruin the fun of the game. People that sit there and are rude or mean or cruel just because of the hero you choose, or that want to say, oh, well, you can't play that hero, or I'm going to report you, that's not good gameplay. That is not okay.
Arriving at Chateau Gia.
It was quickly turning from a Symmetra conversation into a
Select your hero.
people are shit people kind of rant, but like I've actually had people sit there and complain to me about, Symmetra being useless and things like that, but every time somebody tells me that,
Fight.
I literally immediately hop in voice chat, and the first thing I do immediately is brag on my friend with his 72 hours and point out the fact that I know a Symmetra main who's good at what he does. And that he is. He's very good at what he does. Yeah, he's a pain in the ass to play against, but it's because he's skilled and he's good. And honestly, after reading everything I have about the people that like to play this game because it's or play this hero because she's one of the only ones that they actually can play, I really think that we need to band together and save this hero. I really do. I think she needs to be saved. I think this is going to kill her. And if they really want to do that, it sounds great. It sounds fun, but do it in a different hero. Don't kill Symmetra. She can be changed without needing to be killed. Like, there's no reason for literal overkill. So, instead, I think people just need to worry about learning how to play with other people and letting those people play to their strengths. Instead of trying to tell them who to play or tell them who to be, whatever, stop being toxic and actually enjoy the game and let other people do the same. Stop making memes out of saying heroes are bad or reporting people because of it. For real, like, that's not cool. You're being a troll, you're being a jerk, and you're killing people's heroes because of falsities. She doesn't need to be killed or nerfed that badly, dude. That's like saying that the devs completely screwed up when they ever created her, and that they were wrong. Instead of saying that, what if the devs say, hey, let's tweak her a little bit and make her a companion hero? Someone that is similar, but different. Who can complement her or play instead of her. That way the people that enjoy playing her so much for her versatility and playstyle don't have to lose their hero. Because they shouldn't have to. To be completely honest, they shouldn't have to lose their hero. And yeah, I know, I suck. And I know I'm gonna get comments on my sim play sucking. But you know what? I don't care. Because, to be completely honest, somebody needs to stand up for her. Because a lot of people, even people that have played her and stuff, they're like, oh, well, I like it. But you don't get it. Yeah, it might make the gameplay more fun in some aspects, but you're literally completely killing the character. I don't think she needs
Enemy
to die.
needs 10 kills to win.
So in conclusion, I truly think that a complete rework and overhaul is too much. But I agree that she could use some changes. I agree she could use a little bit of work, changing some numbers, but it doesn't need to be an entire rework unless you're going to give a new character and leave Symmetra in the game. You can't just listen to the trollers. I don't even play Symmetra that much, and I am vehemently fighting in her defense. Because there are so many people that need a character like her that it's ridiculous. And like I said, yeah, I suck at her. Do I care? No, I don't, because I'm playing this game for fun. I literally got this game because one of my friends wanted to play with me so badly that he talked me into playing the free weekend, and I enjoyed it so much that I bought it in half off at the end of the weekend. So, and yeah, he plays a lot of Symmetra on the computer. I played a lot against his Symmetra on the computer, and I still wouldn't change. I wouldn't completely get rid of her. I've cussed him a couple times, but it's out of fun and out of gameplay, and I'm not gonna sit there and just report somebody or be a troll when they're not doing anything wrong. If they're doing something wrong, then that's fine. That's what the reporting feature's for. But if they're just sitting there trying to play their hero, who the hell are you to say that they can't play who they want to play? Like,
I've got you in my sights.
do we not still have some kind of freedoms in this world? And yeah, I know this video is long as shit. And I'm not gonna edit it.
I've got you in my sights.
As soon as I'm done recording here in just a minute, as soon as this match is over, I'm going to go ahead and start the upload process because, yeah, I'm ranting. Yeah, I'm bitching. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a long video. But I had a lot to go over and a lot of ranting to get off my chest. Like, the thing is, some people will sit there and tweak a game to the point of it no longer being fun. Just because they can. And it's overkill, damn it. It's overkill. You really don't need to go that far.
A momentary lapse.
Flatter.
Enemy needs 4.
And as far as for Sims lock-on switching to Zarya again, for real, if I wanted to play Zarya, I'd play Zarya with her own gun. I don't want a mashup of 3 characters because you can't be creative enough to come up with a skin for a new character and you want to listen to the trolls who just hate this person. Like, why? Why listen to the toxic gamers when the people that enjoy playing the character are telling you she's fine? Please stop.
My work is not complete.
And for the whole I don't want to aim argument, once again, I play other heroes that have to aim. And it's not the point. The point is, for some people, they really physically can't make the moves or be that dexterous. Sometimes you need a hero that can fit into some players. And, for example, yeah, I just got killed by a Pharah. But you know what? That's her job. Like, each hero has a purpose.
My work is not
Symmetra's
complete.
purpose is usually map control, helping with teleporters and shields, and being able to lock on when people get too close. That's what she does. I don't think that it's cool for people to completely change her. Like,
I will follow my path.
60 seconds remaining.
I've got you.
yeah, I know there's not a whole lot of people that play Sim because there's a stigma and hatred about her. But why? Why does there have to be such stigma, such hatred? Because there shouldn't be.
Match.
This is 2018, dude. We should not have such stigma, such hatred, and such bullshittery.
Play of the game.
We should have people working together, getting along. And honestly, Symmetra is trying to do that. Like, her character is trying to make the world a better place. Why do we want to get rid of one of the most pure characters in the game as far as, lore-wise? Why do you want to kill her? I don't understand that. But I'm gonna open this here loot box for Symmetra. Go figure, I get a nice wall.
Step into the dojo.
But thank you guys for watching and listening to me rant for almost 50 minutes. I'm sorry it took so long, but I had a lot that I put together. I've literally researched this for like 3 days, 3 or 4, since finding out about all the different things going on with her. But I honestly feel like, yes, she could use a few numbers changes. No, she doesn't need to be killed. Not completely. If you do this, guys, you're completely killing her. Just make it a new character. Don't kill Symmetra.